This bitch looks really innocent.
F-R-E-E, fuck nigga free. That mean I ain't gotta worry about no fuck nigga cheat. And I'm S-I-N.
Come on, Mike.
Two brave women come up here and suck a cucumber dick. Mike eats some watermelon pussy.
Welcome back to Good Moms Bad Choices. I'm Erica.
And I'm Mila.
Happy December.
Happy December, lovely. How are you?
I'm great. I am black and beautiful and juicy.
Hallelujah.
Black, beautiful, and juicy. So I'm great. How are you?
I'm great. I'm black, beautiful, and juicy. And I'm happy.
I love that for you.
Thank you. I love that for you.
You know what was I watching? Oh, you know what? I was watching Scotty Beam's podcast, and she had this like clip that I loved actually, and it was like, it was like 3 things that really irk her that people do, and one of them is when people say "I love that for you" because she's like, it's fucking disrespectful, it's rude.
I never really was a fan of that.
I mean, it can be rude though, because I remember the first time I heard it. Actually, like, one of our homegirls said it to me, and I was like, are you shading me, bitch?
I think I know who it is.
You know exactly who it is. She's a fellow Scorpio.
Yep.
Because she started that shit.
Is that where?
That was where I first heard it.
I was like, I guess that's good.
I'm like, are you being bitch right now? What the fuck?
I don't think she meant.
She also said she hates when niggas come out the shower and their towels are around, like, underneath their armpits. Like, if a nigga comes out the shower with his towel wrapped around his chest.
The visual that I'm getting right now.
All he needs is a fucking towel twisted on his head and just complete the look.
Why would she disrespect?
I don't know, but that clip was great.
That's
funny. Was some grade A editing. Shout out to Scotty Beam.
Well, what's the third one? Shit.
The third one was, oh God, what was it? It was another good one. Fuck, I gotta find the clip.
That was 2. Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, I was shuffling cards and they just fell out. We got the death and we got the 10 of Pentacles.
Yeah, I think one was up, one was reversed. No,
I don't know. You picked both of them up like this.
Whatever. Speaking of, okay, what are some things that irk you?
Things that irk me, and a man who name drops.
Oh my God,
irritates my soul.
Oh my God, me too. That's so. You know what? I thought I'm just programmed that way because we're in Hollywood and niggas do that all the fucking time.
Oh, I know what it was. I know what the third one was.
What was it?
A nigga who mumbles, because I can't stand a nigga who mumbles.
That's a good
because
one.
I'm fucking deaf. So how dare you mumble, bitch?
Yeah.
Because it's like you want me to fail.
No.
Want me to act.
It's just not confident.
You want me to admit my deafness, and also like, why are you whispering? Like, you know, it's not sexy. It's not sexy. Speak up. Yeah. So that's the third one, and that's actually one of mine as well.
I hate niggas who have long nails and dirty nails. That really disgusts me. Like, what the fuck do you have all those nails for? And like, it doesn't look groomed. You're not groomed. Nobody, us.
You know what I've also realized that irks me? And you're not going to believe this, because I was actually a proponent for not letting this trend die. And I still think that women can pull this off. So I recently went on a Hinge date, and the guy rolled up.
You did?
I did, yeah. I've been having a whole double life
Did
without
you not tell me? I'm like really like racking my brain right now. Like Hinge date. What the hell, bitch?
I'm going on.
Are you even my friend?
Yeah.
How many Hinge dates have you been on behind my back?
2?
Are you cheating on me? I'm so confused.
One in Mexico City and one.
Okay, I remember Mexico City.
Oh, then one here. I made him drive all the way to Calabasas.
You did not tell me about the one here, which is appalling. We're
He
gonna talk
lived
about
all
this
the way in
later,
LA,
Missy.
and we'd been talking. He was a nice guy. He really was. He just wasn't my guy. I learned later that his actually, I don't want to expose him, but his family's like really high up in like some sort of church group.
First of all, you're too late.
His dad is like the head of like the Seventh-day Adventists, like some shit, like globally, internationally. And I was like, this is very off-brand for you, sir. And he's like, I'm not a Seventh-day Adventist, but my family, they grew up very religious. And I was like, I don't even want to unpack what this means in a relationship with you. But more importantly, I'm upset that you're wearing skinny jeans for our date. I'm more upset that you've chosen to wear these skinny jeans and these Gucci sneakers that all niggas bought at one point in their life. Like the preppy niggas that are not too stylish, but just enough style, and they want to dress designer, and they buy those specific
Like with the
Gucci
stripes
shoes.
on
With
the
stripe.
side?
Yes, you know
Okay.
exactly what the
The
fuck
ra-
I'm
the
talking
round
about.
toe?
He wore that, and he wore some skinny jeans.
What color were the
he had
jeans?
no socks on.
What was what kind of shirt? Like
The
a collared
jeans were
three
like
button?
a dark gray, and then the shirt. It's just, you know that I'm a slut for fashion niggas. Like if a man can dress,
I'm a slut for fashion,
I
niggas.
am. All my men are
So
usually
slut for
mildly
fashion.
to above average stylish, and I had a few in there that weren't. Okay, I'm being honest. Like poetry / Scammer Bay. He was not
Stolen
stylish.
Teeth Bay.
Stolen Teeth Bay. He tried. He tried his best, but I remember there was this one time he wore this like long white tunic.
I remember this vaguely.
Do you remember? And I was like, "Whoa, what's happening? Why are we
I
doing
actually
this?"
like that tunic. I would think it was him.
Him. It was like, it just looked weird. Like he was going to church. Like he was going to go like lead a sermon or something. I don't know. But anyway, this nice Hinge date wore those skinny jeans, and I was like, wow, I really don't like that. Really.
You were distracted for the
I
rest
really
of the
don't like that. And then he proceeded to talk about his kid the whole date, which, you know, I've been thinking like maybe I need to date more dads. Like maybe that's some of the disconnect sometimes for me is like I need to date someone that understands, you know, my schedule, that understands a certain responsibility, maybe has more patience with kids so that they're patient with my kid. And then I sat down with this dad, and all he did was talk about his fucking son the whole motherfucking
Oh no!
day.
How old is the son?
10.
What is there? How much is there to talk about your 10-year-old? Like what? Like
Food, his eating habits. It was like literally like I was on a date with my homegirl, like my
even-
new mommy friend.
not
I was
even
on a
mommy-
date with my new mommy friend.
not even mommy friends do that.
She was telling me about his food, and these are things we'd already discussed. So I was like, why are we talking about this again?
I've never heard of this. This is an interesting. I heard women do this, but I've never heard of a man coming on a date. Maybe he thinks this is going to get him this is going to get him in because he seems like caring.
I don't know what it was, but it wasn't for me, and it was kind. I got a free dinner. That was great. I would have happily paid also, but I'm glad that I didn't have to.
Where'd you guys go?
We went to Crossroads.
Oh! I didn't know there's one out there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's a pretty expensive vegan restaurant.
Yeah, it was good. I really didn't have to do much. I just drove down the street
And talked.
and talked, and then left, and then decided, no thanks.
No thanks. I don't like seven jeans or overly religious family. Do you assume that men who come from religious family backgrounds have a lot to unpack?
Yes.
I do.
I was gonna say
I 400%.
I believe that it's not the case. I believe there's always room for, you know, something different to be laid out, but I do believe the chances are higher, and especially specifically in that practice, they're pretty extreme. So I was just like, this is not going to work. Like, have you seen clips of my show? Like, and then I'm glad he didn't even know. I didn't even really talk about the podcast. So hopefully he'll never listen to this, and I won't have to apologize to someone else, because someone actually also told me that I ran into recently on Hinge, a former Hinger, which if you're listening, hey, said that I shared one of his dating experiences and that he felt that I went on a date with him for content.
No.
I was like, nigga, you know the amount of content I got? I don't need this.
First
date.
of all, look at me.
I mean, I am talking about you right now. However,
does it look like you need to go on a date for content?
But I respected his view. I respected his view, and I apologize. That's not my intention.
What did you say? What did you say about the date?
It wasn't even about our date. It was about he shared a scary dating experience he had, and then I shared it on the show, and then he must have listened to it and felt like I went on a date with him for content, to share his own content. I don't know, whatever. And the point of the story is
you can't tell everybody you have a podcast.
People on Hinge, it's going crazy on Hinge right now. Things are going crazy on Hinge right now.
And then you go over there just to see what's going on. It used to be so entertaining. It's like a Game Boy.
I'm really bad though because I only check it every like 9 days.
And then by that, so many
people are messaging me. This one guy, I finally gave him my number, and then he called me, and I could just tell. I was like, this conversation's kind of boring. And then he was like, oh, my mom's calling. Let me call you back. And then he hung up, and then I was like, I'm never gonna answer again. And then he called, and I was like, no, you fucked up. You hung up on me for your mom. So
not nuts at all.
Don't you know who comes first?
The bitch you met on Hinge.
We've already established that this isn't going to work now.
The bitch on Hinge.
You already have mommy issues.
She can call back. It's not an emergency. She only called once.
Hinge Chronicles loading. Erica's single again, and now we're back onto the dating field, and the stories will unload. Unfortunately, Jamilah is very much in love. However, thankfully, her and her partner are just as wild as almost being single. So,
not as almost being single.
So you'll still get the stories.
There was a whole heavy season of us just exposing niggas from Hinge.
We exposed so many niggas on Hinge and close friends.
It was not kind, but also it was kind of funny. And also it's public like property now. It's just like on Instagram. It's after you post that shit, I can use it for anything. It's wild, but it's the wild, wild west, and so therefore, now you're on the chopping block because it's how it works.
I think I'm relaunching my Hinge Chronicles on Close Friends. So if you're not part of our Close Friends, you're gonna miss out. So I want to encourage you to join Patreon right now. A, because the Hinge Chronicles are lit. B, because next year we're going into seasons and you're only going to get our off-season episodes exclusively on Patreon. B, because there's tons of other shit and we talk to you guys directly way more there. And number 4, because I cry a lot more publicly on Patreon than anywhere else on the internet. So if you want to see me cry.
We're just tired of telling all our business. The niggas are tired of us exposing them for content. We're tired of telling our business to everybody for free. You know, it just at some point, 6 years in, you got to put your foot down. Finally, we're mature. We're like, you guys, you can't know all of our fucking business.
But you can for a small price.
For a small fee. We might be worse than like the OnlyFans. We're giving everything, all of our inner pourings. Well, I'm actually excited to relive your dating life through you. Even though you're not even telling me when you go on fucking dates with niggas with skinny jeans, which is wild, but we're gonna save that for later. Little sneaky bitch. Do you know if you guys have any Scorpio friends? Are they like a little bit sneaky?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like 25% sneaky.
I actually feel like I'm like less of a sneaky Scorpio than most Scorpios.
That's probably true.
I think there's a lot more sneakiness happening in the Scorpio department. I don't know how, because I'm very heavily Scorpio. Maybe it's that like
that one slither,
that one Sagittarius in me that's like, be free. I'm gonna tell everyone my business.
Well, it's working for you. That 1% has worked for you, bitch. Thankfully, it's worked for us. Thank God you agreed and said yes to the dress.
Shout out to the Sages. I know it's your season. I feel you. I've been starting to read my Sag horoscopes, and I'm like starting to see like the other elements of me. And I just love Sag. I love Sag women. They're so fiery. They're so fun. And but don't fuck with them.
Oh, yeah, no. I can see that.
Yeah. Luna's going to be a little beast.
Yeah. I mean, I'm her mother, so I wouldn't really recommend that in general. Yeah. I don't think I don't really give off, like, I'm to be fucked with vibes.
Yeah. No.
Quite frankly.
No, you don't.
Like, I'm very friendly, but I don't think anyone's like, yeah, let me fuck with her and see what happens. I don't think I give that off.
Ever since she climbed at me like a little fucking monkey in Coachella when she
fuck.
tried to beat my ass, and she the speed in which she climbed up my body, I was not ready.
Don't try to.
I was like,
try.
she really might beat my ass here.
Don't try to expose me.
It was like,
Shut the fuck up.
next thing I knew, I was on the floor being straddled
You hear that?
by a 96
Don't ever
pound year
try
old
to-
person.
98 pound, you hoe. Don't ever try to attack me in public. It's not a good look. It won't happen for you. Guess who's coming to a city near you?
Us bitches. That's right. We're going back on tour with Confessions of a Good Mom.
Are you ready to confess your dirty little secret?
Are you ready to have the ultimate girls' night or date night? We're hitting Philly, Washington, D.C., Atlanta, New York, Charlotte, Houston, and Dallas. And we cannot wait to turn up with you guys.
If you haven't been to a Good Mom show, it is epic. It is fun. It is debauchery. It is a night of freedom, pleasure, and celebration and connection. And do all the things you wouldn't do Monday through Friday.
We are giving you the ultimate girls' night, the ultimate date night. So bring your lover, don't be shy, and come hang out with us in your city. Click the link in this episode description and do not miss out. We're going to be in Philly on March 13th, Washington, D.C. on the 14th, New York on the 16th, Atlanta on March 21st, Charlotte March 22nd, Houston April 18th, and finishing our tour in Dallas on April 19th.
This ain't like any other live podcast show you've been to, so get your hoochie gear, get your ladies, or come alone and come shake some ass.
Oh, my God.
What were we supposed to talk about this episode? The things that we've learned this year?
Oof. This is a long episode.
Oh, yeah.
What's one thing you learned?
Well, you guys, I said this on the holiday gift guide, but I haven't really officially said it. I've learned a lot of things. Do you know why? Because I am now, bless you, because I am now a government certified sexologist and tantra practitioner as of the last week of November. Cue the claps, Orlando. You see these glasses? You see this lingerie? See this leather?
She warned you. She did warn you. She said the moment that she becomes a tantrika, she is going to be wearing lingerie and leather and glasses. And here she is. She's a woman of her word.
Mila Mapp, sexologist. And hello, it's me. Do you have any questions? Dial them in.
Do you have any? Do you have any sexual roadblocks? Any things that are holding you up in your relationship, privately, personally, publicly? Call Jamilah Mapp.
I have the answers for you. No, but really, I learned a lot of things. I would like to say that I learned not to procrastinate, but I have not conquered that yet. It's still in progress. But I feel I do feel like I've gained a lot of knowledge from my program, and I feel supercharged with sex smartness and advice, and also just like a very clear understanding of, I don't know, like my divinity. I feel very in tune with the divine source through Tantra, and I don't know, I'm really excited for you to go on your Tantra journey. And I kind of feel like I've been upgraded in my witchery. A Tantra witch superpower. Activated, yeah.
Nice. I love that.
Yeah. I also learned that we can do whatever the fuck we want. And we could probably plan it better.
Okay. Yeah.
But it's possible.
Got it. Yeah.
And we should probably not, even though we can, we probably shouldn't. That's probably one of my biggest lessons. You know, you just slowly, steady pasting.
What have I learned? God, I've learned how important the company I keep is to my, how I show up in all of my relationships. I realized compartmentalizing is not my superpower, and it probably will never be, and that's okay. and that whatever environment, whatever person or people I choose to keep in my space really have to be in alignment with where I'm at. We don't necessarily have to be on the same path, but that there is specifically in my love space, it is so crucial that I'm in alignment with my partner spiritually, that we have dedicated ourselves to some sort of practice. I'm already dedicated to my practices, and I'm obviously always still like trying to make sure that I'm staying on the path of that. And it goes in ebbs and flows. But I've realized if a person that I'm with hasn't even really begun to be in that space and to understand the importance of spiritual growth and healing, that I can't have you in me or on me. And I think I always knew that, but I like felt like I could bring people on the journey with me. And I've learned that like that's not where I'm at this point in my life. That I would much more actually prefer someone to be farther along in their journey even than I am. That I want to be led in that way. And so I've realized that I have a very huge capacity I realized like I have so much love to give, and I think that I didn't always feel that way. That I realized like I have a lot of empathy in the ways that I didn't think that I did or do. And that also that my boundaries, I need to never question my boundaries again.
No.
That my boundaries they're legit. They're good.
Well, they need to be like cement. They can't be really malleable, because then that can fuck their whole shit up.
Well, I think, and I even had this conversation with you. I remember like when I was crying at our friend's, was it Halloween party? Where was I at? I was dressed like a Spice Girl. Where was I dressed?
Oh, it was her birthday party.
And I was saying how I feel like I have been really hard on people. And so I feel like I've needed to explore letting my boundaries come down more so that I can feel more empathetic towards people. And you were like, no. You were like, that's actually, don't do that.
I think it's a good idea.
And I realized, yeah, you're right. And that generally, I think there's like a balance between being kind, but also still having hard boundaries and saying, you know what, I don't relate to that, but I want what's best. I hope the best for you, and I'm going to gently stand over here. Whereas this year I really stood in it, and I said, I'm going to stand in it. Fuck it. And I needed that. I needed to kind of just retract on all of the work that I've done a bit, to kind of like double check it almost.
Yeah.
So I think this year, and I'm still processing this year, honestly, like it's not the end of the year yet, and a lot has happened for me. Good, bad, great, medium. And I feel like I'm still in processing of all of it. But ultimately, I'm grateful for all of the things that I went through this year, all the memories, all the experiences, the love that I experienced, the heartbreak that I experienced. Like, I really am grateful for being able to kind of be raw, because I think at the beginning of this year, what I said was like, I want this year to be my rawest year. Like, I want to really feel like I'm like the most honest, and I really went for it. I really explored all of the parts that I like might have judged other people for, and I just said fuck it. And I realized it doesn't suit me, and it doesn't suit me because I don't know how to compartmentalize those things. Like, I've realized like I really have to be in a good frequency and energy, or else it fucks up everything for me.
It doesn't suit you, but it really suits no one. Like, environmental pollution is real.
But some people, and you shouldn't do this anyway, but some people are better at being able to like be in toxic spaces and still having a positive output for other people. I can't do that. I can't be in a toxic situation and then be positive in other spaces. I start toxifying all of my spaces that way. I think because so much of who I am is rooted in like, I don't even know what where it is, like I don't know, my like heart centered and like womb centered, and like as women we are, but I feel like I know for me personally, like the moment I started entertaining any sort of bullshit, it's going to ultimately spread bullshit in all the other areas of my life.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely will. And unfortunately, the longer you stay in it too, like if you're unaware, it will numb you out. Mm-hmm. And so you start to think like this is normalcy, this is comfort. And then you just start to like vibrate there. Mm-hmm. And that's the thing, is like being around people who are unwilling or, you know, to look at themselves or heal, or like even beginning to do that work, which is it's fucked up because a lot of men are not there yet. Most men are not having spiritual practices. I'm not saying, you know, all, but a lot of them are not. You know, a lot of them are not going to be, you know, inklings in front of the women because like this is kind of our territory and we're kind of like reclaiming it. But the thing is like so many women second guess themselves that they become numb to you know how they do pollute spaces and how they do show up and how their energy is low and like how their heart is hurting and like they're just functioning despite it and you know pretending, and it's just like that is really scary. And it's like it has been a tough year, but like thankfully you are self-aware enough to be like, you know, something feels off, you know, like I'm like at least being like, okay, well, I realize that I've not been myself in, you know, X amount of time, and I can, you know, I can directly relate it back to this and just like, you know, take responsibility for participating in it, and then, you know, actually moving forward, doing something differently and having the discernment to be like, I was tripping, but fool me once, you're not gonna, you know, fool me 4 times. We've all been fooled multiple times, but just having the commitment to yourself.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think about, as you're talking, I think about how men, or on the internet you see, and even women, they're saying like, I want a God-fearing man, or like they must be God-fearing, or they must be Christian, and I kind of relate to that, and not in the same way. Like I want someone who's like spirit loving. I want someone who's like
devout, self-devout.
Yes,
you know, like
you
spiritually.
you have to believe in something.
Committed to spiritual advancement. Committed to just discovering your own divinity.
Discovering your own divinity, but also knowing like that there's something bigger than us.
Yeah,
and like committed to investigating what that is and how that impacts you,
right, and how you show up in the world because of that source.
Yeah,
that is like obviously, you know, transmitted through you. Absolutely.
And that's a non-negotiable for me. So my dating pool is getting extremely much smaller now.
Well, that's great.
No, it is, but
weed them out, baby.
Requirements, bitch. No skinny jeans. Like medium to high on the fashions. Tall. Black,
not medium to high on the fashions.
Medium, okay, black or brown at least, brownish,
tan,
and
ivory.
You know, you don't even have to be tall. Like just taller than me. Like I can wear heels and you're my height at least. So like a strong 5'9", 10. So I feel like I might be more clear now, specifically because I'm not having sex, and I don't have any intentions on having sex. I really don't think I'm going to have sex until I'm in a relationship with somebody.
Yeah.
And which is kind of scary because we probably need to have sex before we commit to the relationship because I don't want any funny business. However, I do think that like once you really tap in with someone, you know what they fuck like. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, know what they fuck like.
Bitches have been wrong.
You might not. Bitches are not tapped in. They're confused.
Now you know what they fuck like.
But you don't know what that dick size is, which...
I mean, I feel like there's ways to check it.
Which will be checked. But I just don't have any interest. I can't even imagine a man inside of me. I have no, like... I'm very horny. Like, I want...
Oh, I know.
I'm very horny, but I just can't imagine having sex with someone and then, like, looking at them and cuddling and, like, being excited. Like,
Yeah.
and like stupidly excited. Like, I don't know where this is going. But
I
that
don't
was
care.
fun.
Yeah.
Like, no, I don't. I do care. And like, I can't have casual. And because of that, I can't have casual sex. I can't lay with you and like be like, that was fun. That was cute. Maybe hopefully you'll call me. Like, no, I need to know you're gonna fucking call me. Like, I don't want to do any of this in between gray area bullshit.
You want clarity. You want clarity.
Yeah. So it's very much better. It's very much better if like I'm dating with real clarity and intention and dating someone who's clearly on the same path, because if we're not on that same tip, then it's doomed. It's going to be doomed. So you're going to hear a lot of dating stories. I don't know how much sex stories you're going to hear, but maybe there's like although I did tell you the other day that I've been like hanging out with this guy and like we haven't even like kissed. We like barely touch. Like there's clear sexual tension happening between us, but we've both kind of like, well, before this, like silently acknowledged that this is like, we're not going to like take it there. And then I like actually vocalized to him like, this is where I'm at, and I respect where you're at, and blah blah blah. And then he walked me to my door. And after this was like after we like had dinner, and then we went on like up the mountain and overlooked LA and had like smoked up there, and it was really cute. And he walked me to my door, and then we like hugged for like 15 seconds, and then he walked away, and I was like all giddy like a fucking teenager, like making weird sounds. Like, okay, bye. Like I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You're fucking not smooth at all, bitch. Shut up. And I watch him walk away, and he like has his hands behind his back, like, you know, like pensive, like walking, like, you know, like all like
To the car?
yeah, like he's thinking deeply about what just happened, and I'm looking at
15-second
him.
hug.
And 15 seconds hug. He's walking all slow, like fucking Buddha, and I'm like, oh my god. And then I close the door. And I'm like, oh my God, wow, that was so great. And then I realized my panties are fucking soaked and my pussy is pulsating. And I'm like, did I just nut my pants? Like, we didn't even do shit. We didn't even touch.
15-second hug.
Like, I'm like, is this my new foreplay? Is this the new shit for me? Like, or is it because I haven't fucked in like 2.5 months that like, this is where I'm at? I was like, either I've just unlocked a new level of intimacy I didn't even know I could have, or a bitch is just so desperately horny that that's all it took.
Well, I think it's a combination of both, and you're probably gonna. I think it's like the longer it goes, the easier it'll be to like honor it, because like after a certain amount of time, you're like, I'm not gonna just waste it. I've wasted all like I've committed all this time. So yeah, when you're gonna be very sensitive to someone entering your like actually touching you. So I think it's good, and you are probably very highly on the high end of horny right now, but I think it'll balance its way out.
Oh, I want to do they do this in Tantra school where they do like the no touch orgasms?
Well, we learn about them.
I feel like I'm open.
Kriyas.
I'm ready. Like, put me in the session, baby.
I don't know if they just
squirt
say
everywhere. No touch. That's what it felt like. I was like, that was like some tantric shit that just happened. Like, he closed the door. I watched him walk away, and that turned me on. Like, specifically the way he walked away turned me on. And then I closed.
Specifically the way he walked away.
Yes. I don't know what it was. It was like.
He floated away?
He floated away, but I could tell he was in deep, like, he was still super present in like what we had just experienced, even as he was leaving me. Yeah. You know, it wasn't like he was like, okay, and off to my next blah blah blah. Right. You know, and yeah, and then I just was like, oh my God, I think I nutted in my pants, and I didn't even.
Well, there's also something super sexy about a man being able to exercise a certain amount of discipline.
That too.
That is like super sexy, and like you're not even trying me, and you're not even being overtly like, we're so used to like, you know, so like. So easily. So like when a man is exercising but still showing interest and intimacy and investing time, it's like, oh, like you're not just fucking everything and you're spending time with me. That is sexy, you know. So like I can see how that could be and like an aphrodisiac.
Yeah. So I'm excited to just keep exploring that space and yeah, do a little sex magic on myself.
Yeah.
Harnessing my own personal sexual power.
Absolutely. I invite you to just continue to take note of how your body feels in the interim, and like when you're around this person, just around people, especially just during hinge dating too. I think like people like don't pay enough attention to like literally how does my body feel. Oh, so actually my friend did this thing on me and I was super interested. It was a crazy thing. So I'm going to ask you 2 questions.
Okay.
And I want you to say yes to both of them.
Okay.
Okay. Is your name Erica?
Yes.
How does that feel in your body? That yes.
Wait, am I supposed to say yes
No,
again?
just feel it. Is your name Greg?
Yes.
How does that feel in your body?
Caucasian.
Do you feel the way your body reacts when you say yes to something that's not true and something yes that something is true?
Yeah, I felt like my chest got tight.
When you said yes to
Greg.
So these are just like super simple indications of how
to pay attention to your body when you're saying yes to shit you don't really want to say yes to.
Yes, when the things you're saying are if they align with your body, and like that's so fucking simple, but it's like wild how if you really pay attention. And like my friend asked me when we were leaving the airport in from graduation, and something had come up. A lot of things have come up. That's a whole different thing. But she did this to me, and it was so interesting. Like I felt like a release, like a tingly feeling in like the back of my, like almost like the back, like my right lung or something when I said yes. But when she asked me the other question and I said yes, I felt nothing. Like I almost like I had checked out. But my first response was to say it felt normal.
To lie.
So it was an indication to me that like I wasn't aware that when I'm leaving my body to just okay, you know, like bypass my my inner dialogue, and then that I literally when I said the yes, it was like a spark went off. Like it was a strange observation, and it's so simple, but like I think as people we're just so busy going through life, like this actual fucking body that we have that indicates this our intuition and tells us things, we're so used to bypassing it that we forget to just like simply check in.
It's true.
So as you get to go through this process, your hinge and your rayas and etc., you know, just be in attunement with that.
Thank you. I shall.
Do you have an affirmation? Move with mindfulness. Move with intention. What do we have today? What's in your spirit?
If we aren't spiritually aligned, get off my line.
If we aren't spiritually aligned, get off my line.
You hear that? If we aren't spiritually aligned, get off my motherfucking line.
Bye,
nigga.
Bye, Tyrone.
Go worship whatever the fuck you worship. Video games, football.
Go where you worship. Recently, when I came home from my graduation, my lovely, darling boyfriend, made me an altar in the house with like our book and some books and some money and some ancestor money and all these nice things, candles and incense, and some food offerings, and it was a success altar that he created for me. And I said, "Oh my God, you're listening, you're paying attention." That is it. Really, it warmed my heart, but mostly I was like, perfect. My witch ways are working. He understands the goals, you know, but like I completely agree and align with you, and someone who's at least willing to recognize that like being in attunement with source is super important. And like just like us, you know, like we locked in and then we really utilize that entity, our powers, and we kind of like see how it works in numbers. And so if you can like unlock that with sex and with your partner, like you can really create generational wealth and success and peace and happiness, like with your ancestors and with your spirit guides in alignment with what you're doing. And I think
that's what makes me excited about this journey, because I know that if I commit to it in the way that I want with somebody who is spiritually aligned, the type of sex that we will be able to do and the type of magic that we will be able to create. And I know that because of what I've been able to create with you. Like that being able to do that in that way will be life. Like, we'll save the world. We're going to change the world.
I mean, essentially, I really do attribute our relationship to my understanding of, like, not like sex magic, but like co-creation and just co-creation with commitment, with love, with like blind faith. You know, like I attribute understanding my power and our collaborative power so much in like how I've chosen to like in a relationship. Because it's true, like if we can do this, it's just like you finding your tribe, you know. Like if we can do this, we could do anything. And when you add sex to it, it can like really up the ante. Yeah. And I do believe just like spiritually, like man and woman, yin and yang. Like we've obviously been put on this earth to co-create. Like we maintain humanity. So it's just like when we really align with people who respect and honor and hold space and love us and are and like committed to the spiritual evolution, it's some magical ass shit happens. Like it's some magical tribal witchy shit.
Yeah. So that's the kind of sex I want. So until I get that, or until I feel like I'm going to get that, I'm cool. I'll just keep fucking myself because I fuck myself pretty good.
I'm going to get a lot of that in tantra school, my love. Lots of tantric masturbation.
You know what I've been doing too lately? The people that I'm attracted to, I take screenshots of them and I zoom into their eyes.
Whoa, this is nuts.
I zoom into their eyes and I look at them when I'm coming, and it tells me if you're a fuck nigga or if you're safe. And there's been a few where I'm like, I should have known. Because I've done it to a few people that I fucked. And I was like, I'm scared.
I'm scared. And
You're scared.
Yep.
So that's the kind of tip I'm on. You want to have sex with me now, guys?
I'm not. You're screenshotting and zooming into their eyes. I need to see how close.
I'll show you in my phone.
My friend's not crazy at all. No, totally normal. Nothing to see here, guys. Are you supposed to roll a joint?
Oh, okay, let's roll it.
I brought my sesh box.
This box is so fucking cute. Look at this cute shit.
It's the mom lunch box. It's the 420 mom lunch box.
Wait, Irie was in my car and she saw mine. She was like, "Is that a lunch box?" I was like, "No." Well, it's for moms.
It's mom's lunch box.
You open it. Ooh. And
all of my weed things. My weed and things.
All your weed and things. And then this discovery right here. That.
The tray is a game changer.
Now we have our cannabis. Roll this out. If you check out our holiday guide, our holiday wellness episode, where basically we retreated at a beautiful house overlooking the 818, then you'll know all about the sesh box and how we used it. But
I have so many things in there. There's gummies.
Oh my God.
There's mini joints.
Or should we just do this? This is I'm already here.
You're here.
She got the weed. She got the joints. She got the gummies. I'm gonna roll us something beautiful.
It's like a little weed treasure box. That's why I love it. And it's smell proof, so you could you don't have to worry about your loud stinking up the whole fucking vehicle. I always worry about that before I go pick up Luna from a
play date.
She's been having play dates with friends that are not my friends that I made her have, and so I'm like, oh my God, do I smell like weed? Am I that mom? I'm that mom.
Speaking of moms, I'm really excited. We haven't told you guys yet, but
special announcement.
This is a big special announcement to all the moms listening right now, right here. All the moms that have been wanting to come to one of our retreats, but I get it. Going out of the country can feel overwhelming. It can feel, all the things. You're leaving your kid. It's an investment. And so me and Mila have been talking for a while about how we can bring the Good Vibe Retreat stateside. And guess what? We are bringing it stateside. We are having a Mother's Day retreat in Atlanta.
Hey, it's going to be super intimate. It's going to be for the mamas. It's for creatives. It's for wellness. It's just, it's really just, I don't know. It's like everything I wish we had in the brainstorming group. It's a brainstorming weekend.
So it's May 10th through the 12th in Atlanta. So if you are an entrepreneur, if you're creative, if you just need a space to kind of just say your ideas out loud, because let's be honest, sometimes it can feel intimidating to share your ideas. Sometimes even your closest friends don't get it. They aren't your supporters. If me and Mila listened to some of our friends about starting Good Moms Bad Choices, we would not be here right now. So sometimes you actually need strangers to validate your crazy delusions. So at this retreat, we are going to be validating your crazy delusions. We're going to have wellness sessions similar to what we do at the Good Vibe Retreat. So to be able to get a little taste of what we do in Costa Rica right here in Atlanta. And we send you guys off back to being good moms on Mother's Day. So you'll have breakfast in the morning with us on Mother's Day, and then we release you to your children as good moms. So if you're local to Atlanta, you'll still be able to spend the day with your kid. And you'll be a much better mother because of it.
Come let good moms filleth your cup.
And there's very limited space at this retreat. We don't have a lot of space. This is not like our typical retreats where we have 25 rooms. If you want to stay on property with us at our beautiful mansion in Atlanta, those spaces are super limited. And then we'll also open it up to just people that kind of want to come in for day passes. But I really want to encourage you to come fully integrate into the experience and come stay with us at the house, so that we can just keep the energy going, keep the energy flowing, and it's gonna be a treat.
I really can't wait to just brainstorm and create with a bunch of strangers.
I know. If you're writing a book, this is the place to come. We're sitting with published authors.
If you want to start a podcast,
have a little insight. If you want to start a podcast,
honestly, any idea, anything that you want to create that you are feeling stuck or in between, or maybe you've already created it and you're still just trying to evolve the idea and just run it past other people and just have creative input and be in an artistic space to get inspired. This is the place. You don't need no passport. It's a very limited space. It's a very intimate space. And I don't know what better way to bring in your Mother's Day than
investing in yourself, spoiling yourself with ideas and also wellness, because I'm going to get a massage. I don't know if you're going to get a massage, but I will be getting a massage. I sure will.
Massages make me more creative.
And I'm really excited too. I'm going to be doing a sound bath for you guys. So I've been tapping into my sound healer bag.
We're going to have some yoga, some morning yoga sessions.
Yeah.
Maybe do some tantric workshops. There's going to be a lot of dope people in the building, so you really don't want to miss this.
Yeah, we're definitely going to lean on our Atlanta community and former guests to come through with some knowledge. So we haven't released who's actually going to be coming in and hosting a workshop, but that information will be coming soon. So make sure you hit the link in this episode description and reserve your spot now, because these are going to sell out. I told you there's only a few, and it's more affordable than our Costa Rica retreat. So you definitely want to come, feel the vibes, and then we'll see you in the jungle. Because once you come and tap in Atlanta, you're going to be like, all right, I got to see these bitches in another country. So I'm really excited for that experience.
Really putting a lot of TLC into that.
I kind of put too much weed in here, but I mean, I don't know if you can put too much weed. But
there's no such thing, my love.
My friend Jared, he rolls the most beautiful joints. I'm always trying to he knows how to do a cone without being without a cone,
Yeah, papers are not my forte. I'm not gonna lie. Every time I try, it looks good. It burns terribly. Should I read the tarots?
Sure.
I think these are both upright. I think I picked them up like this. But we got the death card.
That doesn't mean anything bad.
No, but we rarely get the death card. It's the most feared and misunderstood of all the cards in the tarot deck. Just mention the card's name and most people freak out, worried they will suddenly keel over and die as soon as this card appears. Relax. The death card can be one of the most positive cards in the deck. After a period of pause and reflection with the Hanged Man, the Death card symbolizes the end of a major phase or aspect of your life that you realize is no longer serving you, opening up the possibility of something far more valuable and essential. You must close one door to open another. You need to put the past behind you and part ways, ready to embrace new opportunities and possibilities. It may be difficult to let go of the past, but you will soon see its importance and the promise of renewal and transformation. If you resist these necessary endings, you may experience pain both emotionally and physically. But if you exercise your imagination and visualize a new possibility, you allow more constructive patterns to emerge. Similarly, death shows a time of significant transformation, change, and transition. You need to transform yourself and clear away the old to bring in the new. Any change you should be welcomed as a positive, cleansing, transformational force in your life. It's the death and clearing away of limiting factors can open the door to a broader, more satisfying experience of life.
Okay.
Well, I think that speaks to us, our activation in this next realm. Super powerful, letting go old shit. Cocooning to butterfly.
Cocooning.
Cocooning. You also pulled this one too. What is this? 10 of Pentacles.
Mm-hmm. I definitely feel the transformation. I think I see that so much in so many of the people in my life right now. That this year has been one of there's been a lot of push, like a lot of forcing the hand, personally and privately. I think about even in our own business, like just us realizing like we had to make some big changes this year, that were uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Realizations, fear around change. Because I think even like thinking about not putting out an episode every single week, like we've done for so many years, felt really scary. Has felt really scary. Like, is this a disservice to our community? Like,
are they going to lose our people?
Are they going to leave us? Like, and it's like, no, we deserve to rest. We deserve to integrate the information, and they deserve to have the best
of us.
Yeah. And so that I feel like is going to be a big transformation for us next year. And even in our own friendship, there's been this was probably like the hardest year of our friendship ever.
I know.
And like I had us having to have uncomfortable conversations and actually us have to work on it. Thankfully, like I think that we're so attuned to one another that it could have been really deep, heavy work, and I think we're still in it, but like it's been a lot easier than I thought it was going to be when I was thinking about the work that we needed to do on our friendship. It wasn't like, I don't know what I thought, but like it was
I was hammering away.
I think maybe I related it to what I've had to do with men, which actually healing a friendship with a woman has been considerably a lot more enjoyable than it has been with a man.
Well, I think both parties have to be like willing and just aware in order to do that. And I think because I think it was so scary for us because we have so much on the line and everything is so important to us. But it's also why it's really easy. Mm-hmm. Because everything is so important to us, and we've worked really hard, and we're both sensitive as fuck. Sensitive fucking water sign ass bitches, and emotional, and also deeply empathetic. We can read each other's minds and feel each other, even if nobody really wanted to. Mm-hmm. It's just we're so connected, and there's been so many changes in our business, in our love lives, and I think what we don't realize is like even in love, we're pulling up as different versions of ourselves in relationships, and that affects our friendship because when we're both fucking running the streets wild, that brings out a certain aspect. We're in the same place, and then we get in relationships, and then someone moves in, and then doing a long distance relationship, and like there's so many. We're so connected that like all of those factors have made us show up differently. And I mean, I know even for me, like it's been challenging just because I haven't been in a very serious relationship like this in like a very long time, and it's tested me, and so and I know vice versa, and so it's just, and then we published a fucking book. We published a book.
Which, by the way, get for a holiday season. It's a great gift.
It's
Good
a
Mom's Guide to
beautiful
Making Bad Choices. It's probably on discount on Amazon right now. You can probably get it right now if you just pause the episode and click it, and it'll probably be at your doorstep tomorrow.
It's a good little winter read. It's a good anytime read.
I mean, it's a good coffee. Look at how cute it looks right here. Just right here.
We're so cute on it.
People are going to say, what's that? And you'll be like, oh, you haven't heard of that?
And we really did pour like blood, sweat, and tears into it. Yeah, it just so happens that this came out the most difficult year of our friendship when we had to do a lot of difficult things. And I feel like that contributed to it, too. It's just a lot of pressure to perform and to make it good and, prove ourselves as authors in the world. But ultimately, we're so guided and protected. And what we're doing is just like for the greater good. And I genuinely believe that, Someone just left us a nasty comment before we started recording saying that they'll be happy when we go to hell. There'll be two less, what do they call us?
Nigga women.
Nigga women.
Nigga women in the world.
And, that guy's crazy. But, this is all for the collective, for our friendship, for our daughters, for just the women who just, I was watching a documentary with Orlando. And sometimes because I'm so empathetic, there's certain like documentaries about, the American Black experience that I'd be like, I can't right now, I know, but we just caught this documentary, and it was just talking about, some of the slaves, the Africans that came to America, and just how terribly we were treated as mothers. This woman hid in an attic for 7 years, so she wouldn't get raped. Can hear her children downstairs. They didn't know she was there, literally. And the only reason she got out because a white woman ended up buying her freedom. But then she wrote about it, and that was,
Her children were down there.
She was being raped by the master in the house, and because she was like, this is the worst shit ever.
So those children were the master's children with her.
No, I think they were just her children. That wasn't clear, but she hid in an attic. Because she didn't run away. She just hid in the attic with like rats and mice. They would give her plates at night. She could hear the children downstairs, but she just never came out because she never wanted to go back to the big house. And then when she was done, after she got her freedom years later, she wrote about it.
7 years is wild.
But to keep from being raped.
I mean, yeah.
It's just that's the fact that she created art around this experience, and the fact that, there was a time, there were so many voices that had these experiences that weren't able to record them, didn't have the tools, could never tell their story. It is such a it's such a blessing to be able to show up in this space and just speak honestly. There is not a single soul who could tell me anything. I don't give a shit about anybody's opinion because I get to tell my story in my voice, in my words. I get to create art, whether I say it, whether I write it down. It is just such a rebellious act when you think of our history that is not that long ago, that Black women were literally able to create art, record their experiences, record their honest, just have control of their bodies, own their sexuality. Like, these are things that were like ripped away from us. So I just feel so blessed and thankful to just be able to do this with you. And I really do feel protected in what we do. And I feel like it's not just for us. And we're not, maybe we're not for everybody, but there's, it's for a bigger picture, and to get to use our voices and our love for one another and our love just in general for women to say, I'm going to say whatever I want and you're going to listen, goddamn, is such a beautiful gift and a blessing. And I just know we're going to continue to thrive because our ancestors got our back and they struggled deeply. And, now it's our time.
I receive all of that. Thank you for that.
Yeah, sometimes we need a reminder, you know.
I mean, I don't take this privilege lightly of being able to also be like the friend in your head, like the friend in whoever's listening's head who's like, I listen to Good Moms Bad Choices because I fuck with Erica, or I fuck with Jamilah, or I fuck with both of them, or whatever brought you here. Like, I don't take that lightly. I take that like to have a platform as a Black woman, a brown woman, be able to sit here every day and just share openly
and occupy people's time and energy and
openly.
Yeah.
Without, well, there's still persecution in ways. There is. But it's not that. It's vastly different, you know, because Black women are persecuted for sharing their voice all the time. I mean, even we are all the time. We're penalized constantly, whether that's from a brand that doesn't want to fuck with us because we said something that's too much.
Not kosher enough.
You know, that white women have said 1,000 times, you know, like there's still a shackling that happens even in this space, but we are vastly more we've been just given this opportunity, and like what they always say, like, you're living your ancestors' wildest dreams. Like, we are. And even listening, where whoever's listening to this right now, so are you. And it's like we have this duty, I feel like, to keep that moving forward. I was talking to my friend the other day about just like how seriously I take my karma and like my karmic like the cleanliness. And like how I feel like I've been very blessed in this lifetime, and protected in this lifetime because whoever was before me did that. Like, I feel that, like, they took it seriously as well, like this responsibility to do the right thing and be a good person in this life for the next person.
Yeah.
You know? And yeah, I think if more people thought that way, we would be probably
and
making
I think that
different decisions.
And I think that's why we evolve. It's because I think our commitment has always been like to liberate. You know, like, I want you to think for yourself. I want you to step out of this box, this rigid box of society, and just like live. I want you to experience, you know, bliss and peace and pleasure at the highest fucking potential, you know, and so many people are just, you know, we are so enslaved by the systems that we create in our minds. How we show up in the world is so policed. And it's like, I want to invite everyone all the time to just be like, what's real and honest to you, though? You know, that, like, it is such a blessing to be able to do that, and also remind people, like, life is short, and love. It's just love. Like, let's not judge each other. Let's not waste time talking shit on the internet and typing out whatever evil shit you wanted to type out. Like, let's just live in our own lanes at our highest radiance, being exactly who the fuck we're supposed to be.
I believe that you need those people, though, too, a little bit.
What people? The kind of people who talk shit?
Yeah, you need them a little bit. You need the
low vibration.
Because if everything was love, you wouldn't even know what it felt like anymore. You have to have the duality of it. And, like, those people matter, too. They are love as well. They just are hurt.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. They haven't found ways to transmute it yet.
And they remind me of that I am love.
Right. That you've purified certain things. Yeah, the karmic thing is very... we must have done really well our last lifetime because this karma is karmicking really pretty well.
Yeah, I'm trying to karmic the fuck out of my life.
Yeah.
I'm going to karmic this life so hard.
But I feel that. I'm like...
be so karmically clean, bitch.
The other day I was just like, I don't know what I was stressed out, like getting to you. And I was like, bitch, you woke up at 10. You woke up at 9 a.m. and like you smoked a joint. And now you're leisurely making your way through the valley at 10 a.m. to fucking shoot by a pool. Like, shut up. I'm like, I've been working for 12 hours. And it is hard work, but I'd rather be working with my best friend. I'd rather be working, like, spreading the good word of self-expression
Yeah, creating.
Yeah, creating.
Saying, I want to do it this way. Actually, can you do it this way? Let's do it that way.
Actually, listen to me. Do it this way. You know, like. And it did. It came out beautifully. That fucking holiday gift guide is beautiful.
Go check out our holiday gift guide.
We're podcasting in the wild.
We're switching up our format. It's totally different. We're at a studio. We're getting the fuck out of the studio every now and then because we're good moms and
because we're wild women.
We're wild women, and we must be in the wild. That's where we really belong. You guys haven't even really tapped into like really our truest nature. You've just heard about it.
Yeah,
you just kind of heard about it. Now you can kind of come in. And actually experience it with us, like when we are, be part of the story that we're telling because you were there.
Right,
you
right, yeah.
Yeah, podcasting in the wild, 2024.
Can't wait to see you there. Well, got to go pick up our kids from school, so.
Yep, got to go do that, yep.
You know, I hope everyone has a beautiful holiday. I know this time can be, you know, sometimes cold and just weird for people, but just remember, all this shit is fake. It's all made up so they can inflate prices. Just, you know, just be warm and cuddly and find some love. Don't let all the bullshit on TV get to you.
So specific.
Don't let Chris Brown's Christmas holiday special.
Don't let that Instagram girl use follows of holiday photos fuck you up. In fact, follow everyone that triggers you during the holidays.
I feel like, am I bad? I always like, we have some friends that always send out like a holiday card, and like I just, all 9 years of parenting, I've never got a holiday card together. I can barely like send fucking happy birthday text.
No, it's just not your style.
Do we need to get a holiday card with the kids, like as lesbian lovers?
Well, we've had holiday posts.
It's the same thing, right?
We did. We had a holiday. We've had like 2 holiday posts. We have Nisha. That shout out to Nisha for always making sure that the tribe gets a holiday photo.
Right.
So you have. Not in the, you know, the traditional hard copy way, you know?
Okay, that's a thing of the past.
I did that my first 2 years of parenting, and then third year I was like, who's paying for this?
How is this
I'm
an investment?
For this. And you guys are not even, maybe 20% of you are putting this on your fridge, the rest are throwing this shit away. Why am I doing this? Instagram post.
You're right.
Yeah?
You're right.
And that's what you just, when you post it on Instagram, you say, this is my official family holiday card announcement.
We're going to do it right here.
All right, it's perfect. It's beautiful.
We didn't put any Christmas jargon up this year.
I know. We should have put a tree. God, are we moms or not?
We're delayed.
I do have a tree in my house, though, right now.
Wow, I don't.
I popped it up real quick last night. It took about 20 minutes. I was like, wow, that's it? Okay, perfect.
Okay, well, I need to figure this out.
Christmas.
As I tell people not to participate in the holiday bullshit, I need to get a tree.
I do like that. I got a fake tree, so it's fine. I don't feel like I'm doing anything to the environment. I've realized I've had this tree for 9 years.
Wow.
And it's still good.
So it's not good for the environment, right? If I get a real one?
No, listen, I've done really well. I haven't cut down a tree in 9 years because, well, that's not true. My mom did get me a tree one time. But I didn't buy it, so it wasn't me.
Maybe we go steal a tree.
It wasn't me.
At night, like just break in and just
Christmas trees, like at the thing?
Yeah.
I wonder how many people do that.
I mean, I feel like that, like, I feel like you could easily steal a tree. I mean, you gotta tie it up, maybe not.
Don't encourage people to go start stealing Christmas trees, bitch.
You gotta switch the tags. You gotta take the tag from a little tree and put it on a big tree and be like,
they're gonna know.
Now I'd be like, oh, you gotta honor it because I already brought it to the front.
Girl,
give me this tree for $150. I know it says $300.
These trees are expensive.
They're so expensive.
Yeah, I know. That's why I bought a tree because it's an investment. It's a long term.
This is a pagan holiday.
It's true, but I do like the tree.
The trees, but
in my house during that time. I'm not gonna lie.
There has to be some kind of better.
It's a mushroom tree.
Oh yeah, it is a mushroom tree.
Yeah,
I'm having a shrooms.
You are?
Yeah.
Oh my God, when?
I haven't picked the date yet.
Okay,
but it's gonna. We have to do it.
Yeah.
Okay, so shrooms.
Yeah, we have to invite Leaf, or we have 2. We have one at my new house too. I need to have one on the deck, and we need to have a groovy outdoor. Part 2 of the other groovy outdoor party we had.
That was the best fucking Christmas mushroom fucking random fucking day of our lives.
It was so good.
It was so fucking good.
I'm just trying to like relive it. I can't
I
let
know.
it go.
I know. Like chasing
I can't
it.
let it go. I'm chasing this.
Like Leaf, we have to do this again. Father, Leaf. Do you remember? Do you remember?
Oh my God, Gigi would take her fucking shoes
off. Bitch, take your shoes off. Relax. Remember Slut Ever? Kangos? No. Slut Ever.
Slut Ever.
Well, we're just saying a bunch of random things and no one knows what we're talking about.
If you listen, then you know.
Yeah, that's a long time ago.
All right, y'all. Well, happy holidays. We love you.
We do.
I hope you rest. I hope you breathe. And we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Suspirió en la noche, solo puedo recordar.